Even though the state of Iowa voted for Barack Obama twice in 2008 and 2012, ever since then, for the last decade, it's been a red state. It is a solid Trump state. They went for Trump in 2016, they went for Trump in 2020, and they went for Trump in 2024, in spite of, that Seltzer poll that was just way, way off base. Iowa is a deep red, Trump-loving, MAGA-voting state. And according to a new report from the New York Times, they're pissed off. They're pissed off at Donald Trump. Not just because of his bailout of Argentina while farmers are going bankrupt in the United States. Not just because they're taking all the workers away because of the immigration raids. Not just because of the mass layoffs that major companies in Iowa are currently doing because of, Trump's economic policies causing all this uncertainty so businesses can't grow. It's all of it. It's every bit, as one resident described it, death by 1,000 cuts. And according to this report from the New York Times, Iowa, out of all the states in the country, has in fact been hit the hardest by all of these different Trump policies. Now, I don't know if I necessarily agree with that or believe that Iowa is suffering more than anyone else, but there is no denying that they are in fact suffering. But Trump, the Republicans in his administration and the Republicans in the House and Senate have been trying to convince us all year that all of these bad things, right? The layoffs we're seeing, unemployment's going up, the inflation that's coming back, they tell us that doesn't even exist. The rising prices at the grocery store, the lack of workers, just hire American people who refuse to do the jobs. This is all somehow the Democrats' fault, right? That is the narrative, that is the mantra Republicans have been giving us all year, in spite of the fact that they control every single branch of the federal government. Every bad thing that happens to you is the Democrats. Every good thing is the Republicans. Even when they vote against the good things, they still give it to you. Just like with the infrastructure bill, they voted against it and then went out to their constituents and bragged about everything it was about to do for them. But most people aren't buying it, including Trump's own MAGA voters in Iowa. They've turned against him. Let me read you this from the report. When President Trump announced a $20 billion bailout for Argentina this month, Larry Orr, 86, a farmer in Earlham, Iowa, could hardly believe it, especially after boatloads of Argentine soybeans began shipping to China, a once critical customer for Mr. Orr's family. For Iowans, losing China's soybean market in the president's trade war was only one of many economic shocks that have hit the state since the start of Mr. Trump's second term. The cost of tractors and fertilizers have shot up with his tariffs. Labor has grown scarcer in agribusinesses. Major manufacturers have laid off workers. Even the ubiquitous wind turbines that provide income for some Iowa farmers are in the president's sights. Summer Orry, 37, the wife of Mr. Orry's grandson Dan, said, quote, "Right now we're fighting different economic wars all at once. You can sustain it one at a time, but right now it's death by 1,000 paper cuts." In the first quarter of 2025, by the way, Iowa's gross domestic product dropped by 6.1%, more than any other state aside from its neighbor, Nebraska. So yes, Iowa is suffering. And they're suffering at the hands of the man they helped put in office. They're suffering from all of the things that we were saying a year ago were going to happen if you voted for Trump. I mean, I don't want to be like this. But at some point, you kind of have to be like this, Like, you did vote for this. You were warned of the dangers, whether you decided to heed or even listen to those warnings or not. That's on you. But I do not like mass suffering. I do not like people to experience the hardships that they are experiencing right now. I hate it. I wish it weren't happening. I would love nothing more than for Trump to be the most successful president in history and for all of us to be doing financially amazing. That would make me happy. But that's never going to happen because Republicans don't know how to run the economy. Their economic plans are to benefit the top 1%, and to hell with everybody else, we're going to cut your benefits. So I'm not saying these people get what they deserve because, as I mentioned, these people aren't blaming the Democrats. They're blaming Donald Trump. They're blaming the Republicans. So they know, and that's great. That shows growth. That's what we want to see. We want to see these Republican voters, these MAGA voters, realize that, oh, okay, yeah, I voted for this, I take responsibility for that, and these guys suck, and I won't make that mistake in the future. That's the last part. Now, whether or not we're at the last part of I won't make that mistake in the future, I guess we'll find that out in next year's midterms. So you have a chance to at least slightly right the ship, as long as you remember who did this to you. Because this was done by Republicans, mostly Trump, but let's not give, Republicans in the House and Senate, let's not deny them their credit. They deserve it. They all did this to you. So the question is, what are you going to do to them next time you go to